That recording button. Hey, hi, hello, welcome back, Alexandrian Codex. So I guess Stardew Valley has some new content, huh? It's been a minute. It's been more than a minute. It's been a while, but why the fuck not? Now, the last time I was playing this, it was modded as all hell. None of these are new, right? No. Standard, Riverland, Forest, Hilltop, blah, blah, blah. Let's go with Riverland. My name is Alex. Foreign name, Codex. Favorite thing. Oh, I put something cute in here last time, didn't I? There we go. Favorite thing, ennui. Yeah, it's kind of close. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to be looking at my character like at all. Yeah, that's probably the closest. It was 17, right? Hair 17? Shit. Is it hair 27? 37? I thought there was a 44, that'll do. Eye color. Just move it decidedly in the blue. And I like that. Yeah, that's me. Let's just darken this? Sure, whatever, yeah, sure, that's fine. Pants? No, I don't wear colorful clothes. That's a lie, I do wear colorful clothing, just not very often. Jesus Christ, there's so many shirts now. Honestly, that's a good farm lad. That's horrible. Yeah, that's definitely appropriate farm wear. What is with the pants? Should go with that. An accent. Big ol' nerd glasses. That's about right. Skip the intro, cause they inherited a farm. Go live away from the shitty city. Alright, good. Cat is animal preference. Oh man, it has been a while. Sweet. So I don't really know why I picked Stardew today, honestly. Nothing was really standing out to me. I was thinking about hopping back into Islanders, but I think that's kind of fished out. I'm good on more of that for now. And there are new games I'm interested in playing. Honestly, I've been trying to convince myself to do a heavily modded CK2 series to try to bid the game farewell in a more tasteful way than me just getting bored of it, but honestly, after a couple hundred years in that game at the longest, I get bored and want to stop. Which I think is pretty understandable. And I had been thinking, well, maybe I can do 6, 7, 8, 9. Some modded Minecraft, and FTB's pretty okay. I like it. Playing modded Minecraft is fun, but it's really kind of mindless in the same way that I think the problem I ran into with Stardew previous Wiis, it doesn't give you a lot to talk about. It's pretty repetitive. Right, you just do the same thing over and over and over, and I guess there's some variety to throw in there, some ways to play with it, but only to a point, right? It's been a minute. God, there's probably a lot to talk about, but fuck, I don't know. Life is Strange 2 was pretty friggin' disappointing, wasn't it? That was... I mean, not entirely surprising, but kinda shitty that it... kinda... I don't know... went flat at the end? It wasn't really the most deep or satisfying experience to begin with, I suppose, so I can't really say it was a surprise that the game ended up being so meh, but certainly wasn't satisfying. I've been playing a lot of Warhammer Total War and Total War 2. There's been some temptation to start a series, but I want to know what the fuck I'm doing with the game first. That really is my hesitancy. With a lot of games, especially strategy or more complex genres, is I want to play the game to make sure I know what the fuck I'm doing before getting into it. And for YouTube at least, I was starting to do a series on Disco Elysium. Fucking fantastic game, but whoa, it's a lot. it's a pretty cerebral and mentally exhausting game, and I mean that in the best way because I'm a cerebral and mentally exhausting person, so it's a match made in heaven or wherever. But beans, first day of spring, beans are probably the way to go, right? Over the course of spring, these will pay off the best. Do potatoes also grow in... I thought potato was a summer thing. No? Yeah, let's... bean me up. Oh. Right, tiny inventory. Bean me up, daddy. Thank you. Cultivate and harvest a parsnip. Greet all 28 people, right? Hate that. Yeah. Yeah, it's a damn good game. I'd highly recommend it. The only video I put out was me dying when I first tried it because I put no points into Zeke and died trying to turn on a ceiling fan within 30 seconds of starting the game. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. It's pretty ridiculous. And really in the best way. But it's slow and goes on for a while. Disco Elysium does something really, really interesting that I have found really thought-provoking in going back and playing it over and over and over and experimenting with it more on my own. If you are really good at something, that can be an advantage or a disadvantage. During character creation, it breaks down to different skills in the game, and it talks about how, well, you know, if you're not very good at this, then this. If you're good at it, then this. If you're really good at it, then the way it colors your worldview will be yada yada yada. And it's surprisingly nuanced. Like, the things that we put our energy in and focus on, what we study, what we practice, those things do go to inform our expectations and perceptions of the world. And certain things in the game, if you succeed, it tests, gives you a demonstrably worse outcome or less desirable outcome, and I know that's subjective, but for me, a worse outcome than failure in the skill test or whatever would result in. That's fucking cool! Because it's, in the role-playing genre, it's pretty set in stone that you want to succeed, you want to win, you want to do well at all of the roles. And it's kind of refreshing to play a game where it's like, I think I want to do well at this, and where failure can be not just interesting and fun, but rewarding and add different paths to the game and make it better. Then, guess you're gonna have to try that again. Now, Disco Elysium has a lot of that, particularly with the body, and trying to to get close enough to examine it without throwing up. You have to pass a skill test, and to progress in the game, you have to pass that skill test. So basically, the game's just like, well, guess you're really bad at that. Go level that skill up, and then come back and try again. If you fail, okay, come back and try again. Oh, I fucked it up again, huh? Okay, well, come back and try again, just over and over and over. And that's the way that it lets you retry skill tests ad nauseum is really interesting game design, and it's sandboxy, but it doesn't feel unconstrained. It feels constrained by the world that you exist in, the other characters, your past interactions and behaviors and actions that you can't take back. It also feels constrained by time and money and how long you have been investigating this thing and how long you've been trying to accomplish certain goals in ways that things have gotten more complicated or less complicated over time. And just, there's a lot of fucking nuance to the game. And while playing it, I had been overwhelmed time and time again and surprised very positively with things the game designers thought of or imagined that just blow me away. That's like really damn satisfying. That's really, really rewarding and exciting. Let's go up. Let's go up and loop around so I can see anything on the ground up there. It's really fucking satisfying. Because I'm so used to formulaic RPGs, and honestly, I'm pretty okay with formulaic RPGs, like level up all the skills and make all the money and succeed at all the checks and just win at the game. That's satisfying in a way, right? Like making a rogue or a bard in D&D that's really well designed to just succeed at pretty much any skill test. That can be a fun character to play in times, but you know, not always. Flaws and faults add a lot to the human condition, and having that reflected in game, the person you play as in Disco Elysium is garbage. He is complicated and broken and sad and a fucked up dude. And that's not because of the choices you make. You can make choices that try and pedal that back and be a nicer or more well-rounded or less terrible person, but then the game will call you out on that and be like, hey, what happened? The dialogue choices that you make in the game, then you can go down branching paths depending on the views and ways that you start playing this character and starting to mold the character more and more into something new, which is fucking weird. I feel like it really toes that line of recognizing the autonomy, or that was a new animation, the autonomy, or I think that's a new animation? Maybe not, but maybe, of the character you're playing outside of you as a player. Now, very few games call that out in an effective and tasteful way. Honestly, I think XCOM The Bureau did it decently, and that was not a good game, mind you. Parts of it were fun, but really they're dragged on. But in XCOM The Bureau, spoilers, you're not playing the character you think you're playing for most of the game. You're playing an alien, possessing him, and making him do whatever it is you want him to. That's kind of a cool twist. It's not the most, I don't know, mind-blowing thing, but it's cool. It's interesting. It's a nice twist on I'm Shooty McShooter Dude, Special Agent McMahon, and I'm gonna do all the things with my gun, be a real badass. Kinda nice to be like, oh no, secretly, you were an alien, with your tendrils all up in this dude's brain, making him into your little meat puppet. And once he realized what was going on, he turns on you, and that's a really neat moment to be to experience this oh shit interaction. So yeah, I like it a lot when in games, especially role-playing games, your character has autonomy on their own. They push back or they act within constraints, where you are not just rewarded for playing them believably, but also you're forced to let them be them. Okay, scythe, I need pickaxe. I'm gonna add a bit of let's see if we leave it all in there. What am I gonna do for the next few hours? Let's get rid of the last of our energy by doing this. Yeah, it's been fun. Did you pay for the wall around this stratosphere? It's been so long since I played XCOM The Bureau, I don't remember much about it. Honestly, that was what stuck with me the most. Just the character flip. Alright, well, obviously I'm gonna keep streaming, but if you're watching this on YouTube, later, dude.